On the second day of December, my island gave to me too many flowers and a new friend on the island from villager hunting. Apparently, I'm sticking with the bit. Okay. Hello, friends, and welcome to the second day of this festive 12-day island challenge, I guess. Mostly we're just, defallifying, winterifying, festivizing. I'm adding new words to the English language, but we are going to be spending the next 12 days going around and just cleaning up the island and adding a more of a festive flair to Lagom in anticipation for wrapping up Casual Crossing. And today, friends, from yesterday, we have a new friend on the island. It's Kid Cat, and we're going to basically clean all of this up too. Oh my gosh, I see this. Oh no, the major time traveling that I did has come back to haunt me. I'm not mad about this because I have a couple of crafting DIYs to accomplish, but oh gosh, the flowers up here though. Oh no. Anyway, this is not going to be as long as the first episode because villager hunts are always going to be really long. But I thought what we could do is clean up the island and also do a little bit of island planning because there are a few parts of the island that are bare, but not in a good bare way. And wow. Oh man. This is an interior. This is certainly a choice, but I'm not upset about having Kit Kat. He's actually kind of cute. So let's say hello. Welcome to the island. Hey, Artsy, I'm here starting up today. This place is great, but I shouldn't be surprised since you pointed me here. Thanks for the advice. I'll be busy unpacking today, but let's talk tomorrow. Okay, so we got flowers to do. We have his welcome to the island care package to take care of. And yeah, it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time. So the first order of business, I need to manage my inventory. Apparently I was doing something with this island after the video. I think what happened was my son has really gotten into thinky thoughts, has been really getting into doing other things aside from dream addresses. So we really like diving now. We like going fishing. We like talking to the villagers. It's really cool to see what he's interested in doing when we play Animal Crossing now. And I feel really talked out from yesterday since I was here on, since I was talking with all of you and doing a recording for nearly 3 hours. But we have a better nickname. I'm okay with that because I actually thought that he was going to be talking about Kid Cat when he said Kid A. So yeah, go for it. What would it be? How about Peanut? Sure. That actually feels more in line with a cranky anyway. That's fine. But yeah, let's go deal with our inventory. Let's go talk about what this actual plan of action is going to be. And I still have a couple of days with the challenge where I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. There's a few days where I couldn't really, 12-day of Toy Day of 5, but oh yeah, we've got some work to do, y'all. Yeah, we do. Yeah, this is much better. We're going to need a lot of shovels. So we're going to go to the store and oh, this is going to be so rough. Originally, I was planning on letting this be a very fall-y island, and then somehow, I don't know, I got it into my head about getting it winterized early. I did the same thing for Halloween, where I basically started the Halloween island in August or something. So it was basically just pumpkin all the time for months. And oh dear, we're just, oh goodness. Okay, well, I guess we better just get started with that. And toward the end, we'll gift Kid Cat his welcome to the island present, which is always a leaf umbrella. I love gifting the villagers leaf umbrellas whenever they come to the island because I like seeing them with the leaf umbrellas. And I used to do the rainbow sweaters as well. And Kid Kat is going to be a really interesting challenge because I know that I've said this before, but for some reason, the helmets don't get removed with like a mask. They put hats on top of their helmets, and then they put outfits on top of their like superhero thing. And what I found really interesting with having Rocket on the island for a time was, I think she is in fact she has like a pink underclothes or something that is underneath the her jersey. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with red and white and blue for Kid Kat and do like coats and jackets and things. But yeah, isn't this like such a cute idea where you have leaves falling down and then you have garbage bags collecting it? That's been like my little mini build that I've really enjoyed doing. And I think I was maybe a little bit smarter than I gave myself credit for, because I only did certain areas for decorating. And then unfortunately I went time traveling to get Ed and or Deodra in boxes, so now here we are. I typically try to sell the flowers because, you know, it's money. Why throw away money? But I really don't have time. As I said, a good portion of these videos are not going to be as long as the first one with a villager hunt, but I think with the design days where we are decorating the house, villager homes, villager yards, it may be a little bit longer. And maybe what we'll do is for the days where I want to do a lot, that maybe for those empty days that I don't necessarily have a numbered thing for, we will put those there to keep me from getting burnt out, because I really do value my brain and I value my peace, and I have realized that I get overwhelmed and I get burnt out very easily. And I think it's really important to pace yourself in this day and age, but oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Oh geez. Oh, this is gonna take forever. And I guess while we're cleaning, and I feel so bad because he's watering these flowers like a delight, I was considering what sort of flower color scheme I want for this island, because it must be just the realism in me, but I really don't like a bunch of flowers in the winter. I feel that it's I don't know, it gets in the way of the snow. But I do think that maybe a black cosmos and either a red pansy or I don't know. What would be a good flower combination for the winter? We're not going to have I'll let you water that, that's fine. What would be a good winter combination, especially for something that's a little more nature oriented, right? Like I've been trying to think of what wouldn't take away from the walk. And oh my gosh. Oh wow. I started with literally one blue rose, and then I'm gonna tell you something that's so controversial. Like I literally bred a blue rose, right? But for Halloween, I ordered from an order bot black roses. And funnily enough, those black roses produced blue roses. So I got one blue rose from actually, you know, doing the flower breeding thing. And then I got two from, you know, cheating. So that was a really interesting tidbit that I had learned. I know that depending on the certain hybridization of the flowers that you get, either from islands that aren't yours or from mystery islands or tour islands, that it can really change up what to expect. So the fact that I got a blue rose from a black rose was really interesting. I do need to remember, however, to do like the thumbnail today, because we could have had Graham on this island, y'all. We could have had Graham and brought back the OG vibes, but no, instead I had to take a picture for the thumbnail. Like that was the thing that I prioritized. It was great. So I'm trying to think like where would be a good thumbnail for this. We could probably do the blue rose situation. That's an option. I'm also really bummed as I'm going around and just cleaning up the flowers. I really liked the hot apple cider, and I know that hot apple cider is a winter vibe. I know it's mostly for fall because of the apple harvest, but do I want to change this out for a hot cocoa one? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can do a hot cocoa one near the museum. Oh. Yeah, that is something I can do. Okay, I was really wanting to keep that, so maybe we'll keep that there. And is there any more flowers? No, I think we're good over here. Perfect. And I'm okay with the random lily of the valley just hanging out, but we do have a valley for the lily of the valley. So if there's like multiple lilies of the valley near each other, I'll pick them up and I'll move them over to the top left of the island. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this island finally came together. It's been an ongoing process. As I said, Casual Crossing was a year-long project to see how I built up islands. And it first started out with, you know, little to no terraforming or waterscaping, and then I added a little bit more so that I could give myself some decorating space. And then I think it was the summer where I started recognizing that I was inhibiting myself with a no terraforming and no waterscaping because I was worried about not getting it right. And what I've learned from games like Animal Crossing is that there's really no one right way to design or play a game, but if you are getting frustrated with a design, that's usually a sign that either the vision isn't coming together the way that you expect, or you either need a more clear, direct reference. And as a lot of content creators will tell you, is that it's okay to steal someone's idea. Credit, obviously, like credit the theft. But it's okay to take a lot of inspiration from other content creators and figure out how to make it work for you, especially when it's not working in your mind's eye. A lot of people don't have that trained mindset of being able to picture things so clearly in your brain. And it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of practice, but eventually you'll get there. This island made me realize how much I love natural islands, but trying to find a way to decorate the island that still feels, I don't know, residential has been really difficult for me. I've tried and stopped doing residential islands, city islands, because I want to experience the grass. Like, I want to touch grass. I want to experience the island underneath instead of covering it completely with custom coats. And this is not me criticizing how people decorate their islands, okay? Like, I really just want to clarify that it's not how I enjoy decorating on an Animal Crossing. I've been really playing around with using fencing more, which is something that I don't often do. So now we have this area that is mostly natural and closed off, but then we have a nice little area for Maddie and for Kit Kat, and then like this walkway that we're going to add a little bit more something to. And I've really just enjoyed working with the island instead of fighting against it. And I think the biggest issue that I'm having with my other island right now is I have an idea of how I want it to look, but the current layout, or not the current layout, but the current vibe doesn't feel like it would match. And I think, do I want to keep this here? I think I want to keep this here and then add something a little wintry for it later. But anyway, oh my gosh, this is where it's getting, this is getting a lot. So yeah, there's a couple of places here, for example, that I'm not quite sure what I want to do with. I'm actually really content with this back area. I just need to change out the flowers, and oh, that looks so nice. That looks so cute. And I was thinking about adding, I don't know, maybe maybe an outdoor bath situation to here. I've been considering that, like adding a couple here. And then back here, I know that we talked about in the last video doing something that was either ski related or hiking related or something. It feels very bare back here, but not in a good way. And oh my gosh, the flowers though. Oh geez, yeah, we'll toss this. And I'm content with the campsite as is. I think we're gonna add more camping to where I'm dropping off the lilies of the valley. But I think the major places that I want to change is there's a really empty area behind the museum. And there's also Nook's Cranny that I want to work on. That's pretty empty and I want to gussy up for the holidays. And I also I want to decorate more around villager yards. There's quite a few that I've left completely alone because I couldn't think of anything to put there for now. And yeah, so if you are just needing something in the background, this series is going to be perfect for you because I'm of the opinion that it's all about trying new things and realizing that sometimes sketch layers are entire islands. But yeah. Oh, and here's Maddie. Hello, Maddie. It's good to see you. How are things? So cute. What else? Can I put like... No, I can't put a flower there. I'll put a flower here. I think this is going to be mostly... Yeah, this is going to be mostly lilies of the valley and weeds over here, which will be really nice. And I do want to do something with the beaches for the winter. I think I want to add like flowers that are in their stem form, maybe a couple of log stakes, maybe some sitting areas. I do find it funny how I have made sitting areas specifically for the villagers to utilize, and you know what they do instead? They sit in the center of the walkway, in the same way that once villagers started sitting down, it was a nightmare. In the early game, when were we allowed to start sitting? Because they started adding like expressions and reactions where like more of them, right? And I remember when it was so exciting that we could sit down next to villagers, and more often than not, when we sat down, they sat back up. Do you remember that? Peppertron remembers. I'm actually getting this done a lot faster than I thought I would. It's probably because there's not as many flowers as I had feared. Although we're going to have some instances where the flowers are, yeah, I see it, where they're up in the top area and I'm gonna have to either move trees or something, and I don't know if I have food on me. I don't think I do. As I'm cleaning up, I've also noticed that there's some bushes from a while ago, and I have really fallen in love with using the seasonal bushes, but I'm trying to figure out what would be a nice winter bush for, you know, when it's snowing, because I really love the holly, but I'm trying to think of which other shrub would look really nice even though it's not in bloom. And I was thinking that, I mean, I could possibly do is it the camellia? I think. That's still a really wide and textured leaf for the bush, and I want to do something a little bit different, but I also just really kind of like the holly. But if I do want to stick with kind of the theme of having shrubs in season, having the camellia bushes would mean that once the holly is done, then we have a really nice bush in bloom in December and January, I think is when they are available. But we are almost done. I'm trying to think what else I can plan for tomorrow. So we did talk about having like a hot cocoa stand by the museum. And do we want to have Santa by the museum, or like meet Santa, or maybe something a little bit more of the giving variety, like oh, we could do toy drive donations. That would be a really cute addition to this island. That would be nice. And I think maybe that could be for Nook's Cranny. We can do a toy drive in front of Nook's Cranny. That would be a good one. Okay, so we have the hot cocoa with the museum. We have a toy drive with Nook's Cranny. And I have this area over here that's rather empty. Like the peninsula there's nothing going on with her right now. So maybe tomorrow, ooh, a DIY. I could put the gazebo that I plan on replacing with the museum because I want to do something a little bit more whimsical, more lit up, more of a flair with the museum, because I don't want to decorate the entire island the same way that I did with my 30-day festive island. I want to have a specific like vibe and specific spaces for it being, you know, decorated. But I think are we almost done? No way. Are we almost done with removing the flowers? Well, that's cool. Yeah. So let's picture this, right? We'll have the toy drive. We'll redecorate this area and maybe move this over to here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move this over to there. And we can have a little sitting area that has either a toy drive or maybe maybe for just having a way for people to get presents or have letters or have people, you know, care about them. We could do that. Oh, this is the area that's going to be a pain. Okay. So we do have a bit of the flowers still to manage here. Also, I'm sure that people saw this as I was opening up the DIY, that this game thinks that it's cute. You know who we were looking for this hunt, friends? We were looking for Agnes. We got Kid Kat instead, which again, not upset. And I think I'm not going to clean up all of the flowers. I'm just trying to get it managed. And then once I start decorating around the specific areas like Nook's Cranny, we'll be able to actually clean this out. I'm also going to be getting some flowers from not traditional means. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'll start decorating that. We can probably do that during this video. Yeah, we could do that, right? Really depends on the time though, because again, I don't necessarily have 2.5 hours to work with this time around, but we are getting pretty good at being on task, which is super nice. And oh no, I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm gonna be feeling so bad getting rid of these blue roses. I know that people either love them or they hate them, but I worked really hard to earn that blue rose, and that blue rose decided to be like a bunny and reproduce like crazy. So I'm really excited by the fact that we have a full spread, and then I'll be able to craft, I think I have both the crown and the wreath, I think. So that means that I'll be able to craft even more things as I wrap up Casual Crossing, because I've not been particularly good at doing all of the DIYs at least once. I think I've crafted almost every single recipe that I had access to, which is awesome. But I have not been as good with the specialty DIYs and just the ones that I'm not really a fan of. Maybe during this challenge, we can talk about all of the wacky additions that Nintendo brought to this game and just expressing gratitude, I guess, for the fact that this game is so enormous. Like, how many DIYs do we have in Animal Crossing? How many items do we have in Animal Crossing now? Oh, but this is gonna hurt though. This is gonna hurt. I feel so bad doing this. I'm so sorry. Look away, friends, if you've been wanting a blue rose for a hot minute. However, it does make a lot of money. Yeah, it does. Wow. Almost 1,000. That's not bad. Oh no, I did the thing that I said that I wasn't going to do. I was supposed to take a picture of a ridiculous flower. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here, we'll fix it. Oh my gosh. I was so worried that I was not going to have a picture for the thumbnail, but no, in fact, we do. Oh my gosh. Yes, we do. I was hoping to have it feel more like I'm stopping to smell the roses, but instead it looks like I'm incredibly tired and honestly, a vibe, a mood. And I think I want to keep this, like this cute little build right here that I have for the beehive, and I really like the backdrop with the camping here. Okay, so here I was thinking that I had less work, but no, in fact, it just, it was just hidden over here the entire time. But I think this is the last official area that has all of the flowers. While I'm working on this island, it really does occur to me that I really do like natural islands. I like islands where it feels like it was generated by Nintendo itself. I know that sounds really silly, but I really do like this notion that there are open areas for just allowing the game to exist instead of feeling like I have to put all of these things in every single inch and literally every single nook and cranny into decorating. And I think that's something that's very brilliant about this game, is a minimalist island can look just as good as a very immersive dressed top to bottom island. And I haven't really quite found the balance for that for myself as of yet, but I am getting there, I think. I've started recognizing that there are certain things that I do really well when it comes to decorating. There are some things that I'm still working on. For example, if I'm trying to come up with a vibe that I'm not used to doing, or I am not regularly participating, or that I'm not regularly experiencing in the day-to-day, it's very difficult. But this is something that I experienced growing up, a very natural, very small hometown sort of vibe. And oh my gosh, are there a lot of flowers back here too? Oh no, there's so many back here. But there are certain places where it feels that there should be something there and it's not. And I've been trying to sit with, is it really just me leaving it alone that I have to work on? But oh, it's starting to get so cute though. I really like this, oh, ooh, a balloon. I also really like this backdrop. This was an afterthought. I wasn't sure what to put here, but I really love how this turned out, especially with the museum being symmetrically along the same line as Nook's Cranny, like I did for Knevin. And I don't know, I really love how this came out. I just wish that there was a little bit more about the museum aside from these happy trees, but we're going to be doing something with this pretty soon, I think. And I'm not going to worry about defallifying. I am going to be removing the mushrooms, I think, too, because the mushrooms do feel very fall-oriented, and I do have this tendency to stick with my comfort designs, if that makes any sense. So trying to allow for the winter to be wintry instead of fall light or fall adjacent is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm really excited about it. I've gone through 3 shovels already, and I think one was already on its last leg anyway, but wow, we have been doing a lot during this video. I know it is not as super interesting as like terraforming and building a thing, but what we're doing is we're focusing on one thing at a time, which is always difficult for me. And ooh, cute. We can probably add this to the museum or the Nook's Cranny toy drive. I think that'd be really cute. Awesome. And yeah, I think it's mostly just kind of switching things out so it feels more wintry, and I never felt like I was particularly good at it. I always felt like I had to destroy everything and build it from the ground up, and that works, and it also brings a lot of people joy, but I also just don't have time. I don't have time to build an island in entirety in 10, 12, 30 days anymore. And this has been a really nice kind of palate cleanser from game development, because in the same way of trying to focus on one thing at a time, having multiple projects going on helps me stay focused and, like, you know, able to complete projects. And I know for a fact that I'm not going to get all of the flowers cleaned up today, but getting the majority of the flowers done means that we can add the new flowers and do something a little fun with that, maybe toward the end of this recording. But yeah, let's get some more flowers, shall we? And while I am digging, I want to hear what you are doing for the holidays this year. In Animal Crossing and in real life, do you celebrate? What do you do in December that is a special thing that's unique to you, your culture, your family? Is there something new that you're doing that you're excited to try? I know that I'm probably going to be hunkering down more with game development in December, which is why I thought about leaving, you know, you all with a nice little chill series in December in case I just was like, no, I need to not be on YouTube for the month, you know? But I'm really excited to see where this island ends up at in January, because Casual Crossing, I know I talked about this in the first video, that I did not think it would be as philosophically life-changing as it ended up becoming. I didn't realize how much of my social media consumption was a sense of FOMO and feeling isolated because I wasn't doing things the same way that other people were doing, and then feeling like that was a me problem and that was my fault. And what I've realized about Casual Crossing, and just really the way that I play games now and the way that I feature it on YouTube, is that everyone has a different perspective when it comes to being creative and playing games. Like, we all enjoy the same game, but differently. There are people who are major designers in these cozy games that have been booming in popularity, and then there are others who really like the slow grind and have gone back to the previous Animal Crossing games to really appreciate what it used to be. And Casual Crossing for me was this realization too that there's no real time frame for figuring things out, and you can be frustrated obviously for the fact that it's taking longer than you expected or longer than you wanted, but ultimately you're still moving forward. And you know, I'm the sort of person that tries to find, not like everything happens for a reason, but I try to make things, I try to be mindful about things that are going on in my life. So in picking flowers and digging up flowers and working to make this island a little bit more winter wonderlandy, that this is kind of where I'm at right now, is that it takes a little bit longer to do things this way, but ultimately we're going to see a really pretty island. Through magical means, we have a few black cosmos plants in order to get started, and we're just going to ignore the things that I did not actively, you know, clean up. And are you serious? What? Well, how about that? Seeing your face made me forget all my worries. Oh, well, I mean, I do have that sort of face. So let's like take a look at this, right? Oh, I actually have more to clean than I thought I did. And I was also thinking, this is probably wacky. What if we started clearing out a lot of the plants so it kind of looks like they've already done the harvest, but there's a few volunteers that are sticking around for the winter. And then we'll keep Sylvana's farm as is and add maybe a little bit more of like the greenhouse vibe. But like, let's do an honorary plant of a flower, shall we? I love it. Oh yeah, no, this is going to look so cute. And we're going to be really sparse, I think, with the flower placement for now, because we also do have the red pansies that we're going to let grow in. But I do like this. I like this a lot. I do think that, again, less is more. I do think that just having 40 flowers plus, you know, all of our lilies of the valley and then maybe red pansies too, I think it's going to be really cute. I'm not going to worry about putting them on the second tier because I do have, unfortunately, more cleaning up with the upper tiers, and there's a few flowers that I missed, but I do think that this is going to turn out really well. And I do feel that we're going to see a nice transition into the winter. But aside from the flower situation, and I think between now and the next video, I'll do some removal of the pumpkins, for example, and I will change out the, and I'll also remove the flowers that I wasn't able to get to without eating a nom in order to make it work. But I do think that I found a really nice balance with the amount of flowers that I'll be putting out. And since I'm not anticipating any more wacky time traveling, I think we'll be in a good spot from here on out. And we do have a couple of ideas for builds. I think I want to keep this as a library, but I want to cozyify it. Like maybe instead of a phone booth, putting a, I don't know, a fireplace or something, and then we'll have a little market that has a hot cocoa stand or something. Just like really easy transitions from fall to winter with the builds that we already have. And I think that is going to be a really nice challenge that's also not really stressful. And the final order of business, friends, is we're going to welcome Kid Cat to the island with the honorary, celebratory, commemorative, I was going to get to that word eventually, umbrella, where we just say, welcome to the island. And there we go. Yep, welcome to the island. It's spelled correctly. We wrapped the present and everything. Exciting. And here we are. So we have a mostly clean island with the flowers that we were using originally for the fall. And as I said, I'll be doing a little bit of cleaning between now and the next video. But in the meantime, I hope you're being kind to yourself and being kind to others and making art and playing games and encouraging others to do the same. And I think the next video is going to be decorating some of the empty yards. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video, friends. Bye!